the heat is on, huh?
It is
Summer,
hot,
yep,
hot.
summer
Wow.
is up, but it's Palm Springs.
What do you expect, right? What do you expect?
And while you were indoors with a very special interview at CV Rep,
That's right, beautiful
we
place.
were on a road trip to LA, keeping very cool. And we'll tell you all about the exhibits, and a little bit we went to Jean-Michel Basquiat, which was very, very great. I mean, the 80s, think of 80s downtown street art. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And Conrad, what are you doing, day drinking? Huh?
Just a little
What's
something
up?
that we will talk about, talking about the wine fest that just happened here recently in the
Yeah,
desert.
that's interesting.
Coming back to this in a few moments.
Over at Margaritaville, okay.
So you can stay in the desert during the summertime and toast for a while, or you can go to Los Angeles, which is not that far, which is what you and Alan did this past weekend. You went to see, or at least you saw something new called the Grand LA, and you saw an amazing exhibit. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes, the Grand LA is a new building that's recently been built downtown on Upper Grand. It's a tower of a place, gorgeous, modern. It's got a hotel, which is called your namesake, Conrad.
Ta-da!
And living, condos, restaurants, and exhibition space, which is very cool. It's just small galleries, and we went to see all the art from the foundation of Jean-Michel Basquiat,
Oh, wow.
which was presented by his family, telling the whole life in his artwork, in his sketches, in his photos of the street artist of the 80s, Jean-Michel Basquiat, who in fact was discovered by Andy Warhol. I don't think anyone has produced so much work in so little time in his young life as him.
Love it,
Such
love it.
a talent. The show is extended now through end of October, so if you have a chance, do go see Jean-Michel Basquiat, King Pleasure at the Grand LA.
Sounds great.
Okay, so Conrad, well, we were totally chilling in LA.
Darn you.
Museums, galleries, oh my gosh, there was so much. I could do a whole show on what we did. But you were keeping cool inside. I hear you went into CV Rep to meet the new executive artistic director,
That's correct.
Adam Karsten. And let's hear about the season.
Had a great time there. Beautiful. If you haven't been to the CV Rep yet, Coachella Valley Repertory Theater in Cathedral City, you want to go. Beautiful, beautiful interior theater. They just redesigned the outside so it also looks beautiful, right? Great
a lot
idea.
has happened in the last year.
He's been there for a year now. We talk about all kinds of great things. There's great summer shows coming on called Summer Cabaret. He talks about the shows that are getting ready to happen for the new season. Let's take a look. Very, very interesting. Today, Palm Springs Point of View comes to you from the beautiful Coachella Valley Repertory Theater located here in Cathedral City, known to many of us here in the desert as the CV Rep, right?
Yes.
Joining me now is Adam Karsten, the Executive Artistic Director here at CV Rep, which means he knows a thing or two about what's going on here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Conrad. Thank you for having me.
Of course, my pleasure. You know, I was thinking back, the last time we actually had an opportunity to say hello to each other, you had just come to the desert. I think the first season was about 2 or 3 weeks out from notification. You're still here, which means you survived.
Yes, it's been about exactly a year.
Has it been?
That I came. Yeah, I came from New York City, Manhattan. My family and I transplanted here to the desert. I was doing theater, and I did a lot of work with Live from Lincoln Center, and I independently directed and produced, and we also had a production company there. My wife is a choreographer, and she choreographs all around the world. But this was a very welcomed transition.
And let's talk about the first season. Obviously, it's under your belt now. You've got it. You understand. Did you learn any lessons from that? How did it go?
That's a great question. It has been a learning experience, and it's been learning about what the audience responds to as well as who our audience is. And it's got some challenges. There are challenges just the time of year. It gets busy. Everything from casting our shows and managing our staff because it's seasonal is a challenge, but it's also because there's a lack of housing space. If we brought in quite a few actors for one of our shows from New York and other places in the country. Our production of Once required a very specific skill set with our actors, and we needed housing throughout the valley.
Does Coachella Valley Rep ever reach out to the community to say, hey, could you house one of our people and come see the show? Does that work that way?
That is a great question, too. And I have to say, the board is extremely supportive in that regard.
We are now past the first season of shows, getting ready for the second season, and in the middle of summer. Luckily for our residents here in the desert, there is a season here at CV Rep called the Cabaret Summer or Summer Cabaret.
Summer Cabaret.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We do it every Thursday starting July 13th again. We take a break for the national holiday, July 4th, with the Flamenco Company and Miguel Bernal. And then we follow up each week. The next week will be the Tenor of Americas, Maximo Marcuso. The next month we start with Lisa Vroman, who's a Broadway veteran from Phantom of the Opera and a concert touring artist. And then Christy Amansky, who's actually a Broadway veteran and an award-winning Billboard recording artist who lives in Coachella Valley.
So let's talk quickly about the new season has been announced.
What I can say is going to be special about this season is that we are premiering new works and we are reimagining new works and reinventing old works. So the first production is a reimagined version of The Fantastics that was rewritten by Tom Jones.
One of my favorite shows.
And it's a love story. It's a beautiful love story in many ways. It's simple, and it still is. It's slightly altered and reimagined by Tom in that Matt doesn't fall in love with Louisa over the wall. Matt falls in love with Louis over the wall. And he's not manipulated by their two fathers, their gardening fathers, but by their two mothers. It's only been done in one other place, and this will be the West Coast premiere before it goes to Broadway.
Wow.
So that's nice. And then the second play is a world premiere of a new work, a new play by Kirby Fields that we discovered through our Origins New Works Development Program here that we started last year. And then we have an immersive version of Cabaret that will be transformative as soon as you step off the pavement.
Love that, love that.
An absolutely hysterical farce play about politics called POTUS because it's an election year.
I saw that in New York recently.
Okay,
Yes.
It's lots of fun.
Yes.
And then we bring it all together with a family musical, Nice Work If You Can Get It by George and Ira Gershwin.
That sounds like a great season coming up. And people can buy tickets starting when?
So season tickets for subscribers will actually begin sale on July 1st. And then as the weeks proceed, it'll become more available to the public. And then single tickets are expected to go on sale, I believe, the end of August.
And the live theater is here in the Coachella Valley called CV Rep. I'll see you at the theater.
Wow, everything going on at CV Rep just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
We are definitely going to attend a few of those cabaret shows, July and August, right?
Exactly.
And then the new season, oh my gosh.
I already
the
have my
work
3
that-
shows I want
You
to see.
do?
I already have them ready to go.
Okay, and get your tickets now. I mean, season tickets are available
That's right.
now, right?
That's right.
true. CV Rep, how great. So Conrad, you were really busy. Not only did you immerse yourself in the theater for a day, let's
Yes.
say, you were also, I don't know, day drinking at Equality Wine Fest.
That's
and,
right.
And pass that bottle over here again.
And I met some folks by the name of Black Storm Vodka.
Sipping.
Sipping. Distilled 6 times, made with American corn.
And local, I hear.
And a local, the individual is from, her name is Lakeisha Foreman. She is from the Norwalk area.
Okay.
Her husband, and her family were all there talking about this vodka that
So
they have.
tell us about how this whole Equality Wine Fest.
Well, it comes in association with GED Magazine, and thank you to Eric Davis for inviting us, and also in association with Margaritaville in Palm Springs.
Okay, it was at Margaritaville.
It was at Margaritaville.
Okay.
It was hot outside, get into it, but once you got inside, extremely
Okay, it
organized.
was indoors.
Indoors, yes. Had to really do with focusing towards the LGBTQ community and the BIPOC community, which is the Black, Indigenous people of color, including Asians and Latinos. And it really is all about women empowerment. Of the many folks that I spoke to there who were talking to us about all their beverages that they have, majority of them were women-oriented,
Oh,
or
very
women
cool.
taking the lead, or women who are trying to extend legacies that they have. Great opportunity, great event, all indoors. They will be back again next year.
Oh, great.
It's called Equality Wine and Food Fest.
And a lot of local businesses here you could taste, I understand, and then the wines were mostly California.
Mostly California, yes.
Very, very good.
Great
Makes-
stories also.
Yeah. Well, as if that wasn't enough.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. There is not for a loss of things to do in the summer in Coachella Valley. Of course, road trips are always great. Flying places, keeping cool is always great, but Who doesn't love great local music?
Yes,
I mean,
most definitely. There's some always, especially now during summertime when you think it's over. No, new things are happening.
yeah, well, we've got Jazzville every week on Thursday night at the Cascade Lounge over at the casino. And I hear Leanna and Miguel have a new show.
On Saturday evenings at the Palm Springs Cultural Center upstairs called Leanna and Friends, where Leanna, of course, is doing her music, Leanna and Miguel doing the music. But every so often they have special guest vocalists, special guest musicians with them. And it's a great evening of disco, dance music, just good
There's
old
lots
music
of
that
room to
we'll
dance
know.
up there, isn't there?
There's room, there's space. Come on up, it's going to be a blast. It now happens every Saturday at the Palm
Two
Springs
more
Cultural Center.
opportunities to keep cool and keep it cool.
That's right. And Claudia, what do we want people to do?
We want you to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, Palm Springs Point of View.
Do it. Like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.